Do you have 5 minutes? Really, even a little less than 5 minutes. Seems that there are a lot of people in the world today that are skeptical about the presence of God, or perhaps are working hard to make God in their image versus the other way around. They will say that, well, our belief system is now passe, and it's old, and its time has come and gone. Well, you know what? If you're having a tough time believing in God, I invite you to just consider a simple seed. First, let's hear these words from Genesis. Then God said, Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the surface of all the earth, and every tree which has fruit yielding seed. It shall be food for you. A seed is none other than a gift from God. Genesis 1:29 talks about, Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the surface of all the earth. It is truly a gift. Look at the picture on the left here. That is a small zucchini seed. If you just look at it, it's a small, inanimate object. It has no apparent life to it, and it'll sit like that for months, perhaps even years, and nothing will come of it. But if you put it in some dirt, put a little bit of water on it, give it just a little bit of sunlight, that seed will sprout. And then you get what you have on the right there. I planted those about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And look how vibrant that plant is, that zucchini plant is already. Come back in another 4 or 6 weeks and probably we're going to have some zucchinis on there that we will be able to eat and consume. It is just absolutely lovely. But think of the miracle of that simple seed. We take it for granted that we just shove seeds in the ground and poof, we have flowers, or we have plants, or we have edible fruits or vegetables. But the reality is, that little tiny seed is a miracle. It is a gift of life that comes from God. And the reality is, additionally, just look outside your window. If you're having a tough time this week in seeing the presence of God around you, just look at everything green or everything colorful, the flowers, the reds, the yellows, the purples, even something like an ixora or hibiscus. How incredibly beautiful they are. But each and every one of them is truly a miracle and a gift from God. I'm reminded of a joke about God and a scientist. And the scientist in his discussion with God gets to the point where he's saying, hey, look, God, we really don't need you anymore. We've figured out how to clone human beings as well as how to clone animals. We're even with DNA and RNA beginning to get to the point where we can create life ourselves. And we really don't need you anymore, but thank you for all you've done. And God is sitting there and listening. He says, you think you can do that? The scientist says, yeah, we've got the technology, we can. And so God says, well, how about if we do this? Let's try something. I want to go back like we did at Adam and Eve. And just like I did when this all began. And I would like you to create a simple flower. Pick any flower you want. Could be a daisy, could be a petunia, an impatient, an ixora, whatever. Pick whatever flower you want. I don't care. And I'd like you to create that flower. Do you think you can do that? Sure, said the scientist. So they begin to go to their separate quarters to go to work. And God looks over and he sees the scientist reach down and grab some dirt and begin to work with it. He said, whoa, wait a minute. You got to start like I did. Go make your own dirt. Bum. The fact is that when we look at a common seed, a simple seed, you and I cannot create that. It is an incredible gift. And we plant that small seed and it grows and it creates food or water or fruit or vegetables or something that's just so beautiful for our eyes to behold. If you want to see God, or at least see the hand of God, you need look no further than out your front window or back window. Look at the trees, look at the flowers, look at the plants, look even at the grass in your yard. We can't do that. And every seed that is planted in the ground is a miracle, a gift from God. If you're having a tough time finding God this week, take a walk outside. Look around, for you'll see the fingerprint of God all around you. Have a lovely